My question is to the Minister for Communications. Minister, small and regional news media publishers are vital to rural Australia. They face unique challenges different to those of the large media corporates. Will the minister commit to amending its News Media Bargaining Code legislation so that its planned 12-month review specifically considers and reports on the impacts of the code on small and regional publishers?
The Minister for Communications.
Well, I thank the member for Indi for her question, and the Morrison government certainly shares her view about the importance of regional media. That's why we committed $55 million under the Public Interest News Gathering program, $18 million for regional newspapers, including in her electorate the Wangaratta Chronicle, the Mansfield Courier, the Euroa Gazette, the Ovens and Murray Advertiser, the Myrtleford Times, the Alpine Observer and the Benalla Ensign, amongst others, are regional media outlets which have received support from this government under the wide range of policy tools we've introduced this year to support regional media through the challenges of the pandemic and the recession that it has brought. But of course, Mr Speaker, we are doing more. Our plan to support the comeback of the media sector and the broader economy from the COVID recession, of course, includes the mandatory code, with legislation introduced in the parliament just today by the Treasurer. And this is a powerful policy tool to support diverse, independent Australian media voices, including in regional Australia. It builds on thorough policy work over 3 years, initiated by the then Treasurer, now Prime Minister, with the ACCC Digital Platforms Inquiry. We've consulted very extensively with stakeholders, both the news media businesses, large and small, around Australia, and the digital platforms. And of course, what the mandatory code requires, backed by the force of law, is for Google and Facebook to engage in commercial negotiation with media businesses, Australian news media businesses, on how they should be remunerated for content that they generate and they pay for, because quality journalism costs money, and if that content is accessed by Australians through the digital platforms, if it attracts eyeballs to those platforms, that those platforms very successfully monetise, very, very profitable businesses, then it's appropriate that they should pay remuneration for that. And that is what the mandatory code is designed to achieve. And of course, we have very consciously thought about the role of regional news media businesses. So there is a power for news media businesses to collectively bargain with Google and Facebook, and we expect that may well be taken up by smaller news media businesses, including those in regional Australia. And of course, there's also a provision for Google and Facebook to make default offers, which again we think may well produce outcomes for smaller news media businesses and regional news media businesses. So the Morrison government shares the member's commitment to regional media. We're supporting the comeback of regional media as part of the comeback of our economy from the COVID-19 recession. We're for quality public interest journalism about issues and events of importance to Australia. The News Media Code will support that.